everybody to today's speech. My name is Eric Wells and I'm here to talk to you today about body cameras. Body cameras are a very worthwhile tool that are very important to society. But before we get into any kind of a topic, I want you to take a look at this guy behind me. If you ever wondered what it's like to have a camera pointing at you at all times? As police officers know, they go on calls all of the time and they are always bombarded by cell phones and video cameras watching every move they make. Well now folks, we have this product called body cameras and the police officers are able to video you back. So if you didn't know what it felt like before, now you do. You may not believe it, but body-worn cameras are important for not only the police officers, but just as important for you, the public. They are a valuable tool that document information and benefit everybody. What you're going to learn today is what the body-worn camera is for, how it works, and what it's used for. You're also going to realize that the device is very positive for police officers, but even more positive for the general public. If you could see this long picture behind me, you would see a picture of one. Unfortunately, my body-worn camera was turned into the shop. I meant to bring one to you today for you can see it, but I'm just going to have to describe it to you the best that I can. Body-worn camera is about this large. You can look at my chest. It's not very heavy, just a little square item. It's got a little camera lens on it and a big round center button, and which is how you push it. To operate the camera, it's simply hitting that button and it's recording. It records everything that happens. Voice and picture. It has several uses, but the main use of a body-worn camera is to document what's happening on a crime scene or during the event of a call. The body-worn camera is very simple because you turn it on and it's all there is to it. It's one button. Once the body-worn camera is done recording, you simply remove it at the end of your shift. You place it into a dock and it automatically downloads all of that information to the cloud, and it's saved there. Evidence on video. You can't go away from that, you can't deny it, because the video is exactly what happened. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about one of the reasons we wear them, and that is for the law enforcement officer. How does it benefit them? Well, there are several different reasons how it benefits them. One of the reasons is that it lessens the possibility of acting out at them. As a law enforcement officer, you are dealing with sometimes very bad people. And those people sometimes do not want to get in trouble. So they're going to fight back. They are going to do whatever they can to escape apprehension. Let's go away from that for a minute. Let's talk about just a simple traffic stop. No one wants a ticket. I know you don't want a ticket. I wouldn't want a ticket. But tickets are out there. A body-worn camera is going to document what happened, number one. Number two, is going to put the person in the spotlight. When you go up to that car and you ask them, well, do you know why I pulled you over? They can lie all they want, but you have it on video, number one. You also probably have car cameras, which record things, but they can say what they want to say. A lot of times when they see that camera, they're going to be intimidated by it. And they're not going to lie. They're going to cooperate a lot more. Going back to the criminal. When you have a criminal, they're going to not fight you. If they see it's going to be on camera, they're not going to get away with it as easily because their face is right there. So a body-worn camera lessens those possibilities of fights. The second reason why body-worn cameras are great for law enforcement is because, as I said earlier, it records exactly what has happened. When you get on a crime scene and something's going on, you have a document right there of what's happening. Whereas right here on the center of your chest, folks, and it shows everything. When you end up going to court, someone cannot say I didn't do it. It's going to be on the camera. So it helps the law enforcement officers getting evidence. It adds to the amount of evidence an officer can bring to court. It helps with that officer when they're in trial. The officer can review the report. Before they write their report, they can review the video. So the reports are going to be more accurate. The collection of evidence is more accurate, body-worn cameras are a wonderful tool. Another thing that are great about them are training. You can use the body-worn camera video for training, to train young officers, to train old officers, to train any officer you want, to things that go wrong. If something happens on the video that's bad, you can use that to train them how to be better. If you do something great on the video, you can use that as a tool to show them how they can improve their skills based on what has happened before. Body-worn camera is an amazing tool for law enforcement. But as I said in the beginning, it's also an amazing tool for the citizens. Slide. How can the body-worn camera help citizens? Well, the first thing that can happen is the same as with law enforcement officers. The evidence is right there on video. When they go to court, and sometimes there are civil things happening, but when they go to court, they know that the evidence has been captured. If someone tries to say something wasn't true, it's right there on the camera, so you cannot go against that. Another important thing that it does is it builds trust in the profession of law enforcement. Let's be honest. Law enforcement has its good eggs as well as its bad eggs. And the good eggs are doing the best they can do. The bad eggs, well, you got to find them sometimes. The fact that law enforcement are going to be held more accountable because of the video that they are taking puts a little more trust back into the public. Unfortunately, if one thing happens involving law enforcement on a bad side, all of law enforcement is now bad. Body-worn cameras are going to prevent that from happening as much. Cameras will serve as evidence that the police are doing their job. That's the number one factor here. People can be confident that law enforcement are going to be managed, because if they do something wrong, it's going to be on that camera. The fact of the matter is, people that are wearing body-worn cameras, police officers, there is an average number, and you can look it up all you want, and the numbers are going to change from here to there, but there's an average number of about 37% less use of force issues with law enforcement when they're wearing that body-worn camera. That's a big number, ladies and gentlemen. That's a big number, because if 37% of law enforcement are doing something wrong, how can the public have trust in that? So the body-worn camera is going to keep that alive, is going to bring back that trust. I challenge you, as we leave here tonight, to talk to a law enforcement officer about it. See that they're wearing a camera and ask them about it. Let them explain it to you in person. There's a lot more to it. As I've said, there are several reasons why body-worn cameras are important. For law enforcement officers, it helps them with evidence. It helps them document the crime that has occurred. For the public, just like I said, it keeps them in line. It also helps them with the crimes that have occurred. It's an easily worn tool that's easy to operate. And I implore everyone in this audience tonight to go out, find a law enforcement officer, and question them about it. Don't be afraid of them. Be friendly with them. Shake their hand. Let them know that you believe in them, because they are our line of defense, first line of defense here in the United States and all over the world. The military is not here for us. So that's my challenge to you. Don't be afraid. Go out and speak with them about this exciting tool. I do apologize for the lack of AV equipment. There's been some technical difficulties. I'm also sorry that I was not able to bring a tool with you. However, I will be back next week, and I will make sure when I bring on my next topic,